Hi, parents and coaches. Brett Ashley Davis here, your mental performance coach. And I wanted to get back in touch with everyone and follow up from my last video. I went a little bit into mental performance coaching and how it can help student athletes with mental burnout. Mental burnout is a real thing, and I want to talk about it because I want to shed some light on actually what are the big time contributing factors to mental burnout. It might not be what you actually think it is. And I want to first touch base on, are your student athletes cranky, moody, quick to get frustrated, either over their performance or their lack of performance? Are they quick to snap? Are they real quiet in the car ride, either to or from practice or a game? These things are all symptoms of mental burnout. They are frustrated, cranky, moody, and it just seems like nothing can go right. They may have some highs, but sometimes it's a lot of lows. So I want to briefly talk about the big time contributors so that you can take some of this back to your athlete or just use the information for yourself and kind of be able to monitor your student athlete, your son or daughter, and see if any one of these three contributors is something that you can identify is happening with your child. So, first one, um, I know that the first contributing factor is they are doing too many things that are mindless instead of mindful. So, our brains are constantly going, and as an athlete, they are constantly going maybe from school to right after school going to practice, or if they're a college athlete in class, or maybe they have practice, then practice again, and then maybe night class. And our minds are going, 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 going. One thing that can help them is if they get mindful throughout their day instead of mindless. And what I mean by that is one thing that I know student athletes or just our generation of children at this point are what they get caught doing is mindless scrolling on social media. And we can help them by giving them some mindful practices to help their minds be centered and with them instead of mindlessly scrolling. They can be mindful of some intentions that they're setting for the day. Maybe it's some AM routines, maybe it's some PM routines, maybe it's pre and post game routines, something that brings them centered and back and having purpose with their mind and how they're going to contribute it to their sport. So that's the first thing. Second one is monitoring and seeing if they have adequate sleep schedules. Sleep is huge. When you're an athlete, you need your rest. You need to be able to build back up your body when it's resting at night. So sleep is so important. Allows us to shut down our brains. Well, our brains are always really active, even when sleeping. But it allows the brain to then it's kind of like a computer. And you have a bunch of those tabs open on, let's just say, Firefox, Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, whatever it is. You have all of those tabs open. And at night, it's like shutting down those tabs. You close one and another one and another one. And it just allows your brain to kind of just come back in a neutral setting. So monitoring your student and seeing if they're getting enough sleep. Are they getting 8 to 10 hours of sleep? And is it quality sleep? One thing that I found that's really helped athletes um, get quality sleep is allowing them to have a wind down time. A lot of athletes are probably doing homework right before they go to bed, or maybe they're coming home from a practice and their levels of energy are up, and then all of a sudden it's like a Ferrari putting on the brakes. We go from 60 to zero. And that really doesn't help an athlete kind of wind down. We want to be able to have some kind of PM routine where they wind down for the night, take it from 60 to 50 to 40 to 30 to 20 miles per hour down to zero, and don't just slam on the brakes. So a good PM routine helps kind of wind down. And also blue light, but we'll get into that in a different one, a different video. The third thing is, and this one might shock you, lack of praise. So one thing that is mentally draining and or mentally burning out your student athlete is the lack of praise from coaches, from parents, from individuals that are just in their life. Basically anybody that they get in their encountering in their day. And what I mean for a lack of praise means most of our language is expressed to them is about correcting their mistakes or constantly maybe criticizing or critiquing them. And the praise usually comes only when it's from them and you're praising them on an outcome, whether it's a home run, the win, something that's really outside of their control. And instead, we want to be able to praise them on things that are within their control. So they have control over their effort, their attitude, their energy, their preparation, their emotions, their attitude, I already said, big body language, their appearance. So those things are the things that we want to be able to praise them on versus the outcomes. So three things. Again, I want to keep these videos short so you guys can gobble them up and get to a quick answer for what mental performance training is and how I can help your student athletes. So when we talk about mental burnout, I am able to give them some strategies, some skills and drills that can help them reduce the mental burnout by focusing on those three things. It would be more mindful practices, and we go over a bunch of them, and AM, PM, post-game, pre-game, all types of routines. Sleep, we talk about sleep and getting adequate sleep, and then we go over a really good wind down routine. And then praise. It's really important for them to praise themselves too. They probably are not doing that because we can get all the praise in the world in the right way on the things that we can control from our parents, from our coaches. But if we can't praise ourselves as an athlete, then we are missing the big point of self-validation. Instead of getting validated from someone else, we really need to be able to self-validate. So those are the three things that I wanted to discuss today. If you have any questions, comment, like it, let me know if you want more information about this. And again, your student athlete can work with me. I do one-on-one coaching, and that you can set that up at any time by going to my website, brettashleydavis.com, and booking a call with me. We can just have a 20-minute call and I can go through all the questions and answers for you. And then we can set up a time to talk to your student athlete as well. So that's what I wanted to talk to you today about mental burnout. I hope it was helpful. Let me know, and we'll talk to you next time.